Hey everyone, I thought we could do a super fun activity together. Remember, April is National Poetry Month, so the activity I thought we could do together was make a poem tree. Get it? Poem tree sounds kind of like poetry. So it's going to be a really fun activity. Some of the materials that you'll need are some paper. I'm going to use some canvas. You can use crayons or pencils or paint, watercolors, whatever you have at home and that you like to use. I'm going to use some markers and some paint. You'll also need a pair of scissors to cut out the leaves, and you'll need a glue to glue them onto the tree. Aside from that, you'll also need a pencil or a pen to write the poems down on the leaf. All right, I think you're going to like it. Let's have some fun together and make our poem tree.
We're going to start off with our blank paper or canvas. It has some splatters on it from earlier on. I also put down a sheet of paper to help protect the surface of what area I'm working on. I'm using some acrylic paint to create the background. That's the first thing we're going to do. So we're not painting the tree yet. We're going to be creating the background. I'm using blue, some yellow, some white and green, and that's basically to make the sky and some ground covering. So I'm going to speed up this process so that you guys don't get bored. But once I have all my paint, I am going to start creating the background. So I'm choosing to make my background with sky and some sun. The ground is going to be some green grass, but really this is all up to you, your creative expression. Whatever you want your background to be, go ahead and start creating the background. Our tree is going to go on top of this background, so keep it in mind, but choose whatever you want. If you want the background to be purple for your tree, go for it. This is an expression of you. Have fun with it. Once you have finished your background, you're going to want to let it dry if you use paint. If you use crayons or markers, again, as long as it's dry, you're good to go. So as you can see, this one is now dry. I can touch it, nothing smears. I've created the sun and the grass. And now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to sort of draw the outline of my tree trunk. Once you have the solid shape of the tree trunk, then you can start working in some branches. You can add as many as you like. It's just make sure that you're getting a tree shape. So I'm using a dark brown to do my beginning outline, and now I think I'm going to switch over to a lighter brown to add some depth. You can do as much shading or as little shading as you like. This is up to you. Whatever you think looks good is what matters. Be creative and enjoy yourself. I thought while painting, maybe we would listen to a little bit of nature, some birds singing. Once you're done creating your tree shape, you're going to want to let that dry. Now we're going to get a brand new piece of paper and we're going to start to create our leaf shapes. This is where we are going to write our poems. So you can make them as big or as small as you want, but remember, this is where you're going to write down your favorite poems or some poems that you find that you enjoy. I'm using some watercolor this time to create the leaves, but again, you can use whatever kind of material you like. You can use crayons, you can use color pencils. You could even just do construction paper if you have some and just cut out some green construction paper, whatever you have available and that you would like to use. Once you've created enough leaves that you're happy with, you are now going to start cutting them out. Make sure that you take your time and cut nice and cleanly right along the edge of each of your painted leaves. All right, so now that I have all of my leaves cut out, it is now time to find some poems that I want to write down. So I'm going to do Mary, Mary, Quite Contrary, and Little Miss Muffet Sat on Her Tuffet. They're short poems that I can easily write down in the shape of these leaves. Go ahead and look online, of course with your parents' permission and help, to find some poems that you really enjoy that you can write down on your leaves. All right, so finish up with your leaves, and then when you're all done with that, we're going to start adhering them to our tree painting. So the tree is all dry now, and I like to bend the leaves a little bit so that they stick up off the page, and then I'm just going to use a little bit of white glue. You could use a glue stick, any kind of glue that you have in the house, or you could also use tape too. Tape would definitely work to get your leaves to stick to your tree painting as well. So once you have completely glued all the leaves on your tree, we now have our finished product. What do you think? I think it looks pretty awesome. Are you proud of yourselves? I am too. There's one last thing that we all have to do when we're completed with our artwork. We need to sign our name to it so everybody knows that it's our creation.
I hope you all enjoyed making your poem tree. I bet they came out fabulous. I look forward to doing an activity with you again soon. Okay, bye!